Alright everybody, welcome into the Kappa Invitationals. We are here with G7 versus Mineski here in a best of one series in the upper bracket of the Invitational. Welcome in. Good morning to everybody who's joining us here on the East Coast of the United States. Good afternoon, good evening to everybody else across the world. My name is Mont, and we are here today for G7 versus Mineski. After some delays, some issues on my end, we are into the draft, ready to go with these two squads. One of them a little bit more well-versed, I believe, than the other. G7 is not a team I think many people have heard of. If you look at their last matches, they've done a lot of Face It League and Join Dota League games up against some okay squads like RRQ and some other decent esports squads. But really, Mineski is the team to watch here. They've been around for a long time. Obviously, a lot of people know a lot about them. And they get some pretty good pickups here with their first two picks. They get the Chen and the Beastmaster to start things off. The other side gets the Witch Doctor and the Bat Rider, however. So, well, we'll see how these things transition into the game. But, I mean, this is really interesting because I haven't seen much of G7. If you go by their picks and bans, I think they play, let's see here. They've played a lot of, in the past couple of days, Earth Spirit, which actually has been banned in the first round by Mineski, interestingly enough. There's a little bit of Pugna, too, which is really interesting. A lot of Pugna over the past couple of days. So they definitely favor a push strat. They usually use Nature's Prophet with that hero in combination. They'll sometimes add a Lycan in as well, which is something they seem to prefer. And these are over the past couple of days. They haven't played that many matches. You know, they've played maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in the last month alone. And obviously there's a lot of scrims to be had, I'm sure, for these players, but still. This is not really indicative of how many games they've played over the past couple of months, but still. G7 are a team that I am definitely looking forward to and seeing what they can do. But obviously up against Mineski, this team has been together for a pretty long time. You look at a lot of these players, and they've been together for a long time, so they're keeping at it clearly, which makes for an exciting game and an exciting team as well. I'm actually looking forward to what they pick. Is that a pause? I forgot. No, I was like, wait, that sounded like a pause. That did sound like a pause. I'm insane. I'm losing it. Somebody DC'd, and then we resumed. Okay, well, I'm glad that I didn't know that could happen. You learn something new every day, so that's nice. So, they ban out OD, which I think is pretty good because there's been a couple of games where Mineski played a OD and they've won in We Play up against First Departure and a couple of best of 3 series. So they've played in the past month or so. Mineski's played 2 to 3 BO3s, and We Play as well as like Summit qualifiers, or not Summit, but BTS SEA, I think. Yeah, BTS SEA. So again, these teams not playing that too much. They play here and there, getting what games in they can. Obviously, like I talked about, there's the OD. Bounty Hunter was pretty important for them for a little bit as well. Enchantress, Sven, PL. They've tried playing a number of heroes. Obviously, the PL ban you see here, the OD ban coming out from G7. So there are some targeted bans. Not many, but there are. They played Ursa and Void a little bit to a pretty effective ability, but it's going to be Medusa for G7, which is very interesting. This is not something you expect, but pretty good farming ability. They've got the Bat Rider, so they have some early game initiation with Bat Rider, Witch Doctor, and Medusa will come in for the late game and to help out. We'll provide some early game ability. Mystic Snake is pretty good, I think, at clearing out a couple of creeps as well. And it's pretty hard to gank her if you have Mana Shield on. If you roar her, there's not really much mana burn coming out just yet. You could go AM. It's kind of interesting they pick it so early in the draft. You pick a Medusa 3rd pick. There's no way this is getting banned out. Why you think you don't usually pick it 3rd. You pick it 5th so that if there's any, like, you know, there could be a Nyx Assassin or a AM coming out here in these next 2 picks, and I would not be surprised at all. Or a Diffusable Carrier, honestly. Any one of those 3 things would honestly screw G7, I think, in this instance. Obviously, you'd have to go up against the Bat Rider, and you'd have to get lassoed, and that'd be tough, but still. You know, it's something you could deal with, I think. Because there's also a Vengeful Spirit, so you counter that immediately, and you can get roared up if you're a Bat Rider, so there's a lot of different options from Mineski here to what they want to choose next. On top of that, Chen could grab the Purge creep up against Dusa and Purge, and there's also the Mana Burn with the other Satyr as well, so there's a couple of options for the Chen to use in order to make this Dusa's life pretty miserable. So it really comes down to what Mineski wants to focus on here as we move forward in this draft. And this is going to be the next assassin. So this begs the question, why do you pick the Medusa 3rd? I don't understand the choice, but clearly they have something they want to do. They don't really care about the next assassin. So I think it's kind of interesting, but it's not entirely unusual. At least in my opinion.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So now how do you deal with this if you're a G7? Obviously, we don't know where this Nyx is going yet. They have a Chen support Beastmaster offlane more than likely, so it's probably a Nyx Assassin 4 position, which isn't that amazing as it used to be. Offlane is where it's generally played, I suppose, but you can get away with a 4 position Nyx Assassin. Vengeful Spirit 5. You're not going to put him as a 2, you're not going to put him as a 1. I mean, this actually, there's not really much room for them to play this as a 4 position because they have the Chen already. So what am I talking about? I'm a little tired, as you can clearly tell. No, this is a Chen 4, Venge 5, Nyx 2, Nyx in the mid lane, which is really, really awkward, especially against Batrider. You can spike. I guess it's a double. It's good because you can spike Carapace against the Batrider, but getting last hits against him is going to be difficult. You're going to have to get a stick. And he's clearly not going to be in the 1 position. So I guess that's why G7 picked the Dusa so early, because they're like, okay, well, if they pick Nyx, they have to put him in the mid. Or if they pick AM, we can deal with that. So they're probably pretty comfortable with either of those situations. It's funny how I can like talk to myself and just like make something seem sensible. And now they pick up the last big Brood when they're coming out from G7. That is bold, interesting, in so many different ways. As a hero, Brood likes to sit in 1 lane, farm, and push the tower as much as possible. And Medusa is sort of similar in that regard without pushing the tower. She just likes to farm and sit in 1 lane and do as much as possible with that lane. And maybe even the jungle. So you have 3 heroes walking around, the Earthshaker, the Batrider, and the Witch Doctor, making room, while 2 heroes are sitting in lane, for the most part. Brood, obviously, you're going to have heroes show up behind her, and you can push that tower together, but the Brood still wants to stay, bottom lane in this situation, I think. I'd be surprised to see her rotate around. So it's really up to the Medusa to start getting involved in team fights early, which is a bit awkward. It's not something you see every day of the week, but still, Medusas can fight early, I think, which is a big, important note to make. Mineski will grab another pick here in 48 seconds. They have their last pick, and it's going to be, obviously, their 1 position. I do not think that this Nyx Assassin will be 1. He's going to be mid up against the Batrider, which is not going to be a very easy matchup, but it'll be something he can deal with. And G7's draft is pretty cut and dry. You know where everyone's going. Witch Doctor, Earthshaker support, Batrider mid, Broodmother off lane, Medusa safe lane. It's going to have to be how it is. I don't see any other situation where they can play it. They can't really go aggro tri-lane. Although against the Chen they might be able to. Killing potential-wise, with the Witch Doctor and Earthshaker, they have pretty good... I mean, against the Beastmaster especially. Beastmaster is just so damn easy to kill. Witch Doctor's pretty good against Beastmaster because of the cast, bounce from the board, the Beastmaster. Earthshaker has Fisher, which is easily able to catch him. There's no real way for a Beastmaster to escape, so he's going to have to be careful. They're going to go Jug, again, another hero that could theoretically carry a Diffusal Blade, so it's not above the realm of possibility to see Jug go for that item, but it's more than likely that he goes for something like Phase, Battle Fury, maybe picks up an early Drum, S and Y later on down the road, perhaps a Manta style, but that might hurt him as the Earthshaker is in the game. So there's a lot of options here, but it is going to be Raging Potato on the next Assassin, so there's a lot of... I guess you could put him offlane, you could put the Beastmaster in. I never really talked about that, but... it's just something you have to keep in mind. It's a bit interesting. They clearly can counter the Dusa, and it comes down to individual skill. If they put the Nyx mid, it's all about... I feel like the Beastmaster has a more rough time against the Batrider than the Nyx Assassin does. The Nyx Assassin can spike Carapace, he can get stick charges, he can impale. The Beastmaster, what can he do? He can bore slow, he can stick charge, and that's about it. He'll die in almost any other situation. So there's not a lot of options here coming out from Mineski in regards of who goes where. And you'll see that, I think, throughout the game. He's going to start out with a Stout Shield, a Stick as well, Fairy Fire, and a Slippers of Agility to get a very early Poor Man's Shield, which is not really surprising. Cuckoo's going to give him a couple of Pool Tangos on top of that. Obviously, the Stick is super important up against the Batrider, who's right now heading bottom. He's got Boots first. They might just, like, dodge and, like, do another different lane altogether. I don't think that'll be the case, but... Deuce is going top, no surprise there, and they already TP'd up Jesse Vash to get a really early ward down, which is really good. It's going to be behind the tower, close to the pole camp. I don't know if this blocks or not. I have to brush up my pole camps and the spawn boxes. Which is, by the way, there's a really good... hold that thought. Shoti is actually going to show bottom. Jules is going to see him, give him a couple of right clicks. He doesn't even get the ward down, which he wanted to place roughly around probably here, here, anywhere in this general vicinity, and he can't get it down. which means, do they think he's going into the bottom lane? You look at the Broodmother, you have 2 Tangos shared, you have a Poor Man's Shield, a Fairy Fire, a couple of wards for Kenji, and he might actually be going mid. They're going to try to contest the top rune spot. 3 heroes there for Mineski squad, 2 heroes down bottom looking for Jules to grab this early bounty rune, and Jesse Vash realizes that there is a Broodmother here. The Impale will hit onto 3. Can he get the bounty rune? They get both. The cast will come through, but it might be first blood as Raging Potato is in a lot of trouble. The last right click will go. He gets the bounty rune, but it is for his life. That is not the best play, and it's going to be Wads getting the first blood coming out. So the support already getting off to a fast start, getting up to 350 some odd gold, which will allow him to get boots pretty early, or whether they want, you know, some sort of detection, try to deward this. They already have a couple of sentries in the game, obviously, but still. This is going to be a very interesting mid matchup. Kenji did have to put the spin web down, I think just to be a bit safer at that top rune spot. But this is still not an awful time, I think, for the Nyx Assassin here mid. Spawn Spiderlings is going to suck, but he can spike Carapace that pretty damn easily if he sees it coming. But he has to use his Impale already to last hit, so it's not the easiest thing in the world. But yeah, they're going to bring out a couple of sentries together, going to put them behind the tower. He doesn't actually have room to use them, so he knows that in order for him to actually last hit effectively and to harass effectively against Kenji, he's going to have to need sentries. So we'll see. Already the boar pulling the creep wave, but it's really just not helping out Jesse Vash. Like this boar is trying to pull both creep waves and like go all the way around the tower and do some cheeky stuff. It's going to push the wave in early. It's going to make it hard for Che to last hit, but like that's all it's going to do because Aspony's going to come in and last hit the boar and the creep wave's going to go back and push. So what he does is he gets 2 creep waves. It'll push through and allow him to get experience, but it's going to it's otherwise going to stifle his farm pretty early on. I do like the fact that they're pulling, and they can get some experience this way. He's actually almost level 2 already, which is pretty interesting. But still, this is really weird. The fact that he just pulls the creep wave altogether. But here's a pull from Wads, and he's able to deny this pretty spectacularly. So he pulled off one of those creep waves that was pushing in, and that means that they only get that 1 creep wave experience instead of the 2. Well, the second one is coming right now, and this third one is going to get denied, but still. Just some really interesting, weird stuff happening in this game. Just like not standard Dota. Whatever, I'm fine with it. So yeah, Jesse Vash will get some experience. They rotated the Chen. There's the Fisher, which will do nothing to stop him. He could get back up to the high ground. He doesn't want to lose the Dark Troll Summoner. He's doing some decent damage. The Dark Troll Summoner is pretty good for early game damage. Obviously, it's piercing, so it's pretty nice. It's why it's good against pulling creeps, because it kills the creeps so quickly with piercing damage. Anyways, he was heading top for a while. He used this camp to jungle, I believe. The Earthshaker will send the Illusion to block the camp, which is really smart, unsurprisingly. Raging Potato is sitting at 10 last hits. The Brood is sitting at 11, so it's actually relatively even. He's out of mana completely. No mana burn has been skilled up. He's holding the points currently. He doesn't know whether he needs to get spiked. I don't think he's getting... Yeah, he's not getting stats, obviously. This is why I love SEA Dota, because you actually have no idea what's going to happen in the game. You absolutely have no idea. Cass is going to get Fireflied and a little bit of Sticky on him, but here comes Jules to try to contest the pull. Matt Shoti is going in and just trying to actually bring down this pull camp with the Firefly. He's doing a pretty good job of it too, and he shouldn't have any trouble here. He's got 11 last hits, so this offlane is going very well for the Bat Rider. They're going to match Missile him, but he's going to be in the river. The Wave of Terror will go. He's actually out of Firefly. Jules has boots. He just can't quite catch up to Shoti, who also has boots. The move speed is 335. 350 for Jules, but he's just not quick enough. He had phase. Obviously, that's maybe a kill for him, but it's just not the case. But it does zone back Shoti on the Bat Rider. He'll Clarity back up. He'll head right around to the tower, and the wave is pushing him. That'll allow him to get even more experience. So you look at the levels in terms of the offlaners right now. The Bat Rider is sitting at level 4. And so is the Beastmaster, but Jesse Vash, I believe, is a little bit behind in terms of CS. Yeah, he's at 8 to the 11 of the Bat Rider. The Bat Rider is having a pretty good time. He'll Firefly again, kind of using this off cooldown for the most part, and he's going to get a couple of creep waves, or rather last hits here, just because of the Firefly. Actually, misses all of them, I think, which is pretty unfortunate. 4-minute rune is being guarded by both Cuckoo as well as Cass. They did pick up the Purge creep, which is pretty nice. It's like one of the most annoying creeps in the game. The cooldown is ridiculous, and the slow is ridiculous. It's a 5-second duration, 3-second cooldown. It is 120 mana, so you can only use it a handful of times. Kenji is sitting and looking for any sort of smoke, and as Pody is as well. They were looking for that bottom rune, and Kenji is really being careful here. And they're going to go all the way around the tower. I like this from Mineski. It's not going to be easy to gank that Broodmother mid, so instead they go down bottom. They'll wait for the wave to push in. He'll, I think, auto right-click the wave. And then they're going to go from behind the tower. Shoti will go ahead and Firefly up early, which means that he might be able to actually get out of this alive. He's waiting for the creep wave. There's the Purge coming up. They get the Magic Missile, the Blade Fury as well, and Shoti Test of Faith. Not that much damage, but they get the kill done with Jules and Cass getting the last right hit. Nicely done there. Really good rotation coming in. They were very patient with the play, and they were more than able to actually secure the kill. But now, Raging Potato getting right-clicked down by a lot of spawn Spiderlings. No spike carapace. He went for the mana burn early on. So there's that. Jules continues to last hit, but wow, this Dusa, 30 last hits, not the easiest hero to CS on. And it's not like he's, you know, Jules has gotten free farm as well, but they've just done, I think, a better job of keeping the lane pushed in his favor so that Che can go to work. And Che has done a nice job. He's almost level 6, 800 gold. He might go for his phase next. I'd imagine he will. He doesn't have a wand yet, and I don't think he needs one. Not yet, at least. Sticks up to 10 charges for the next assassin. The spawn Spiderlings being annoying. You can see Kenji is just like, he's pushing to the jungle now. Some Brood War tactics here. He's putting some pressure on mid with the push. And Raging Potato is trying to do the best that he can by last hitting. In fact, he has the highest amount of CS in the game because of the amount of Spiderlings I'm sure he's taken down with his Impale. But you can see the jungle is being, I think, just annoyed by the Brood. Cuckoo is very low. Kenji doesn't have quite the move speed. If he had his spin webs up, which he does, and enough mana to go for the spawn Spiderlings, he probably gets a kill. And he's looking for it. And there it goes. Just not enough damage yet. Body blocks coming out from the Hellbear Smasher, and Cuckoo might stay alive. The spawn Spiderlings won't do enough damage. Oh, it will! It does enough damage. Just barely brings him down. There's the mana burn going through. He's going to stick up Vendetta as well. Dust is up. Can they get off the Magic Missile? They can. But he's on the low ground. They have to impale. They won't be able to get the kill. They were so close. And he's going to go right after him. The Vendetta, they have the Sentry Ward as well. They usually impale as well, but they don't have the damage, really. He's going to fairy fire up and stay alive. And Kenji gets a solo kill onto Cuckoo, stays alive. And they use 2 heroes, a Dust, and a couple of Sentries, Vendetta, everything. They try to get that kill. They can't get it done. And so Mineski missed out on a pretty big one onto Kenji. And they're waiting again. They have another Sentry Ward here.
Dire's bottom tower is
So
under attack.
no Vendetta for another 35. He's getting his Impale back up. He's got mana burn. Wave of Tear. They're going to Dust again. They're going to wait, and they're going to go for a Magic Missile momentarily. No! They didn't use it. The Impale. The Magic Missile did come out and cast. He's going to go down to the tower of the Spiderlings. What a misplay. That should have been an easy kill. Kenji, he just gets a free one. For some reason, Cass doesn't give off his Magic Missile, and then the Impale is late. Oh my god, Raging Potato, I'm sure, is mad. That is not a kill that you need to give away. That's unbelievable.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's ridiculous. That should never happen. Nonetheless, it does. That's, oh god, that's a free kill gone. That's just a free kill that's gone. He's going to be heading towards the Global's Haste, but he doesn't have a Treads yet, so he's probably maybe thinking about Midas, I think, this game. Jesse Vash, 1,000 gold. He can go for his Necro Book here pretty soon. His Staff Wizardry is more than close to completion. The Bat Rider will have his Blink Dagger here momentarily. Not going for Tranquils or a bottle, which is interesting. I don't think he's ferrying anything out. He literally just got boots, and he's been using the bottom lane, a couple of Clarities, a couple of Tangos, some decent regen to his advantage, and that's about it. So he is going to have a blink. And this early blink is going to mean that they can start putting pressure on the other side of the map. Maybe go for Lasso onto Jules. Obviously not the easiest hero to take down, especially with level, you know, what, 2 healing ward. He has 1 now, but still. Did he go point in stats? He did. He did go 1 point in stats. And 1 point blade dance. They finally will get the kill onto Jesse Vash in the top lane. He will go down. They were able to find it with Cask, I believe, and the Mystic Snake, which is more than enough damage. They were going to set up for a counter initiation with Raging Potato here with Vendetta. He's going to wait for a TP. There's going to be the Vendetta. They have the Mana Burn. He's going to have the Mana Shield ready to go. There's the Blade Fury. The Mana Shield might keep him alive for a little bit longer. The Cask will not go, and Che actually survives. The Cask will bounce again. They just can't get the damage done. Jules thought he had the kill, but Che salved up as well, and they're going to chase after a kill they can't get anymore. That's the 3rd time in a row they've missed a kill that they should have gotten 100%. Mineski with just barely missing some of these kills. Down bottom. There's going to be the Blink lassoing on a Cuckoo, and Shoti will show up his Blink Dagger with the Fisher coming out the Firefly. The Sticky Napalm stack will do more than enough damage here, and now he's going to lose his Chet army as well. It is now looking very bad for Mineski here. G7 is having a great game with an unorthodox draft. Obviously, they should have lost a couple of heroes a little bit more, but whatever, they're fine with it. Jules top lane. He is going to be heading towards that battlefield. He's picked up the Void Stone, so the Perseverance is going to be the next item. Obviously very good against the Broodmother. No surprise that he picks up this item. He's already going for the Aquila, the Magic Stick as well, so...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, this is just a standard Jug build. He does take some Mystic Snake damage. He's going to head back down towards bottom, where they have the Bat Rider set up with the Earthshaker. There's going to be a blink, and Cask is probably dead to the either Spawn, Spiderlings, or Firefly. And they're not going to chase after him. He's still going to take a lot of damage, but it'll be okay. But Jules is going to be left alone here in lane now. And they can go for another lasso here in 15 seconds. The fish is going to go first. They're going to drop another really aggressive ward down from Show T. Finally, I think they spotted it though, and Cass is going to maybe place it. Nope, that's not a sentry. That's an observer ward. That's probably going to get countered if they saw it getting placed. They didn't ping it out though. I think he placed it behind the tree. I think he was here when he placed it, so they don't actually have vision of that. Yeah, they don't. Double damage rune is going to be picked up for Raging Potato, who has 1,500 gold in the bank. And it's back to farming for both squads. Drum is now done for Dusa, so her early items starting to pick up for Che. He avoided that death top, which was really important. That was a crucial kill for them to miss out on. And with it was like level 1 mana burn at the time. It just wasn't enough. And not that it mattered, I mean. He just, he stopped spinning on her for like half a second, and that would have been the kill. He thought he had the kill before he actually did. There's been so many instances where they've been sure they've had a kill, and they've just not had it.
Dire's bottom tower is under
The push will commence bottom, and there is a lasso up and ready to go. They've got Blink. It's on cooldown for 1. He's going to look for it. The sticky napalm will go, and Jules will... Well, there it is. The lasso will come out. They're going to have the Firefly as well. Here comes Kenji. They're going to Magic Missile, but Jules is going to pop up the Omni Slash. It doesn't bounce to any of the creeps. The Blade Fury will come out. The Death Ward, though. Kenji's so low, but they don't get the kill. The Death Ward will save him, and they actually bring down Jules on the Juggernaut. The lasso does work out, and the Firefly will get them even more as Shoti will dive up into the tier 1 tower. No TPs as they're setting up top for some sort of gank, and it's 7-1 for G7. This is not the most favorite team in this matchup. There's the Impale coming up with the Impale, or rather with the Mana Burn, and it's more than enough to get them the kill, and will provide Raging Potato his Blink Dagger finally, which is hugely necessary. So they'll finally get at least 1 return kill, but if you look at the net worth graph, the damage has already been done. 3,000 net worth going the way of G7 without a single tier 1 being taken, on either side really. And you have a lot of pushing potential from Cuckoo, but he's been really maligned this game due to a Bat Rider, obviously due to a Broodmother, and pushing into Deuce is not that easy either. So they're going to try to commence this push here. They're going to set up with the Tornado. It's going to hit up onto Kenji here momentarily. Probably not. They're actually just... The Spawn Spiderlings is so good for the D push that they're really actually... They can't do anything. The Necro Book 1 is almost done for Jesse Fashion. They can get him involved pretty soon as well. But it's not quite there yet. And it is going to be the Void Stone done, or rather the Perseverance done for Jules. So Blade Fury spin down the tower, and there isn't a glyph. He should get this just fine. There's nobody in the vicinity. He does miss out on the last hit, but that doesn't really matter. They're going to rotate everybody top, but there is this Observer Ward here. And they don't see anybody just yet, but if they walk up a little bit further, this will be an easy spot of everybody. They've actually smoked. Rage Potato has Vendetta, and Cuckoo's right behind. But if Rage Potato walks up right here, this is going to be... the smoke gate gone by the wayside. They clearly want Shay. He's going for the Yasha next. Phase Drum Yasha into Scotty, more than likely the build. But let's see if Raging Potato actually uses his Vendetta before he walks up into... Okay, they spotted him. That's unfortunate. He actually blinked forward Vendetta, and Shay may have seen it. They're going to control ping. Wad's nearby. And they're going to drop an Observer Ward as well. They drop a Sentry, and they see him, and Wad's now is going to get impaled. Mana Burn. There's the Spike Carapace. He almost dies to that, but it's not quite enough. The Drum Charge, they're going to Firefly up. They're going to Blink ahead as well, but Raging Potato is already out. Now there's the Blink Lasso. Cuckoo is not so lucky. He's got Hand of God. The Death Ward will come out. They don't even get the chance to use the ability. And there's going to be the pushback from the Flame Break, but they're not really that fast. Spike's up in 1 anyways. He still should get brought down here. He's very tanky. He's got a poor man's shield. He'll jump right on top, but still, he'll probably die to the tower here. It's actually going to be Shoti that gets the kill. And they also lost Jules, I think, mid? Yeah, he died mid to Kenji. What is happening in this game? Mineski's just... It's not going well, to say the very least. It is not going well for this Mineski squad. It's going to be a haste rune picked up for the Bat Rider nonetheless, and he'll be able to continue back on his mission of dominating this game. Top 2 in net worth currently still the Kenji, Broodmother, and Che. Medusa. Medusa is very good in the late game without having a good early game. And now that he's had a good early game, he's going to have a very early Yasha, which will turn into a very early Scotty, which will then turn into a very early Mantis Talent. Once you get those items, that's pretty much when you start dominating the game. There's not going to be a Roche attempt anytime soon. Now there's the Firefly coming out. There's the Fisher as well. This Earthshaker's rarely been involved. Cass has to get the Hand of God used for him to stay alive. Cuckoo getting dove behind the tower. They get the Fairy Fire up. They almost kill like 3. Now jump in Rage Potato. He's going to find Kenji. He's far up on the backside. They actually get the dust off on him. The Vendetta will go. He's pretty speedy still within the spin web. They can't bring him down. He's going to go through the tree line. They can't catch him. The Tornado will stop his blink, or rather his movement, but still stays alive. There's the Fisher. Stops Jules from chasing down either, and they just can't get that kill. All the meanwhile, Che continues to farm at the top lane. He'll TP down bottom, continue to farm, start pushing that tower. And G7 will get together, smoke themselves up, and try to find yet another kill on Mineski's side. How ridiculous is that? Is that they've missed out on so many kills. Mineski, they could be almost in this game right now. But they're still 5,000 down, almost 7,500 down, actually, at this point. And here we go. Rage Potato's going to get caught. There's the Blink Blast. The Death Ward comes out as well. They're going to use the Mystic Snake to provide themselves the kill with Watts getting the last hit coming out from the Death Ward. And they're going to use the Spawn Spiderlings, and they'll go to work on this Tier 1. And all of a sudden, G7 are playing 5-man. They've taken the Tier 1 tower top, mid, and now bottom. This is the time that they've wanted to hit, and they've hit it good. The Glyph will go. Cuckoo will try to do the best that he can, pushing him with Jewels, but I just don't see this working out for them. They're going to lose the Tier 1 tower down bottom, and then probably we'll see some TPs in towards mid. Already the Tier 2 TP will come in. As Cody doesn't have a blink yet, but the Fisher will come out. Another TP coming through. There's the Flame Break. They're going to recall Jewels or actually send him away, and it looks like he might get sent back. They will get the tower in the end, so nicely done there. That should have been a lot worse coming out from Mineski. And Rage Potato is still dead for another 4 seconds, but still, they'll lose the Tier 1 tower for G7 up in that mid lane, which is really important. And Jules, if he can complete this Battle Fury, they have an ending game plan. They can start getting close to they actually be able to get in this game. He's actually going to clear out a lot of Spiderlings here and get him very close to that broadsword. On the other side, Cuckoo's in trouble. He doesn't have Hand of God. He's getting brought down. That damage from Insatiable Hunger is more than enough. The move speed from Spin Web, the slow coming out from the Incapacitating Bite, that is everything you hate to see about a Broodmother who is ahead. It's very frightening to deal with as a support in this position. You get farmed on, fed on so much by that Broodmother. That is ridiculous. And this is, of course, without... Oh, Cass is in trouble. He'll have to TP away, but the Cass will come out. There's the Death Ward, and Cass will be too far in. He was warding up. Raging Potato was nearby, but there's no way he's going to help his squad mate out there and die for his cause. He'll probably be able to blink away. Oh, they had vision. They saw him. They're going to blink forward. Raging Potato should know something's up. Dust comes a little bit late. Che doesn't have his mana shield on. Raging Potato is going to look for, and I think he was looking for the Impale, or it was actually the Mana Burden first, but he actually couldn't get it done. So, G7 are in a fantastic position as this game stands. The only good thing right now is Raging Potato on this Nyx Assassin has a Blink Dagger, and he's working on an Aether Lens. And Jules has picked up his Battle Fury, which is a little bit late, but not by much, considering how this game's gone. Jules is going to Omni Slash into Kenji, but it's just really not enough damage. That's a level 2 Omni Slash, by the way. Kenji walks into the trees. They have no detection. They need it. Wave of Terror is just going to barely miss. Oh, they see him now. The Impale will just miss, but it's the Mana Burn that gets the kill. That's a dominating spree coming out for Raging Potato. That is his full Aether Lens, I believe, completed up. He's going to go ahead and dismantle his boots here in just a second to get it done. That is an immaculate pick-off that they absolutely needed. But G7 will look for their own here as they're going to smoke up top rune spot. They take the bounty rune, by the way. That I think they had vision of that. Maybe just barely did. This Observer Ward's too far away. Book 2 completed up for Jesse Vash. They have an Observer Ward here mid. They might be able to catch out somebody. Raging Potato, he's got the Observer Ward, or rather the Courier nearby. It's going to be, I think, Cuckoo that gets forced up on. Yeah, they blink force. They look for the last, they'll find it. He's got Hand of God, but it looks like he'll probably fly down to the dirt here. He will, in fact, go down. The Firefly. They have an Urn on a Witch Doctor, which I think is actually really interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. He went for Arcane's Urn because they don't have much. Obviously, you have the Arcanes for the Earthshaker, so I don't know if you really need the Arcanes, but I really like the Urn pickup this game because it's not something you see every day on a Witch Doctor. It's always like boots, maybe a point booster, perhaps you get an Aether Lens or a Glimmer Cape or something along those lines, but usually not an Aether Lens. You don't usually get an Aether Lens in this hero on the Witch Doctor. Alright, so they got that kill, which kind of stifled the progression of G7 a little bit, but the biggest thing is breaching the jungle and getting the kill on... Like, this is so impossible. Killing this hero is just really difficult at this point. And now the Earthshaker has his Blink Dagger. This is an Earthshaker that's not done much this game. He's been involved in 4 of the 14 kills. But he's made a lot of space for his team. I think he stacked up a couple of the Ancients or a couple of the camps in the jungle. He's done a good job getting vision for the rest of the squad. Now he finally has enough money to get what he needs in terms of his Blink Dagger. Speaking of Blink, Shoti could have maybe forced Blink there and try to find Jules, but Jules already hightailed it out of there. He'll pick up his own. Tier 1 tower. Down bottom, Kenji. Dusk could have gone. I don't think they had it. Now Vash will go ahead and TP away. And Che is now picking up 1 ultimate orb. Again, this is more than likely going to be the Scotty. At this point, I guess he has the drum, which gives him a bit of extra mana. But usually you go for, especially against mana burn. We'll hold that thought. He's out of mana now. Swap back. They're going to pop the drum charge. He's in trouble. The magic missile will go. They already used the ensnare as well. They really need this kill, but he's already too damn fast. And here comes the lasso. The counter initiation. They drop the death ward as well. They're going to try to send Raging Potato back. The Omni Slash will go. Wad's almost dead. The Blade Fury will fly. They've not taken down one yet. They actually got that send back home. But here's the Echo Slam. Jules in trouble as Pony jumps in with a newly minted Blink Dagger. They'll take down 2. They'll take down 3. Cuckoo will be the last to fall. They get a huge amount of kills. Cuckoo will get the mega kill before going down, but still the fight is hugely in favor of G7. It nets them 1,000 gold and 2,838 experience. They're going to find another one. Kenji is going to see Raging Potato. Look at the enchant totem. Look at the Fisher. Look at his damage. Kenji going to work. He has shreds, a soul ring, and a medallion. It's even a freaking item. Kenji has a BKB now. That's the item that he's got at this point. He is a force to be reckoned with, and Che continues to work on the Scotty, and at this point, Mineski is in a whole world of hurt at this time.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
G7, a team that I don't think many really saw as a threat to Mineski, is in this best of 1, putting the pressure on, and Mineski's ability in the late game to come back is not going to be super great against the heroes they have to deal with. Oh, boy. Wads has had an amazing game on this Witch Doctor. Any kill they've gotten, a Death Ward has usually been involved. He's been involved in 10 of the 18 kills. Kenji's been involved in another 10. Shoti's been involved in, let's see, 11. And another 10 for Dusa. So a lot of involvement here around the squad of G7. They'll stack up the Ancients, and Jules will go to town there. He's got his Yasha up and ready to go. No Orchid, no Silences, or anything of that nature, but if he's able to get off his Mantis style, if there's a Blink Lasso, it's going to be pretty nice. They find another kill on Raging Potato down bottom. They're all together now, and this will be the beginnings of a Roche without any ability to contest whatsoever, especially with Raging Potato dead. There is a severe lack of team fight coming out from Mineski at this point, whereas G7 have a lot of it. They have way too much team fight. There's a lot of single target ganking potential for Mineski. They really need to rely on getting a huge Impale, a big Roar, some Wild Axes coming through, and having Cuckoo's damage be up and ready to go. But now with the Medallion up, this is going to be an Aegis, and probably the beginning of the end here for Mineski. They take this Aegis, they head down towards the bottom lane, they push into that tower, they take that tier 2 tower top, or they just complete the push in the tier 3 in both bottom and mid. And they'll probably give this to, yeah, it is going to be going to Che after he just gets up that Scotty as well. It is very difficult to bring him down, even with the mana burn. It'll be nice, it is level 4 mana burn, but still, with the Aegis up and ready to go, he has a couple of stick charges here and there. They have Arcanes on 2 heroes. Not easy for them to kill Che. And, I mean, that's not really the only thing either. I mean, it's you obviously have a BKB'd up Kenji, who is now going for Orchid, by the way. He went for BKB first into Orchid, which I actually kind of like. We got a Medallion up on Raging Potato. Aether Lens pretty damn nice. Here's how far it actually goes. It's pretty good. Jules is just trying to split push at this point. He is going SNY, by the way. I mean, I guess he could be going BKB, but I doubt that's the case. I mean, BKB is okay this game against, like, the Earthshaker, Cask, and a little bit of the Bat Rider. I think you just go SNY, though. But he's pretty far behind now. Well, he's 3rd in net worth, but he needs to be way more farmed for his team to be as effective. Like, Battle Fury is good against a lot of their heroes, but they just need more damage. He's the only one that contributes in a team fight with, like, a level 3 Omni Slash. Like, he can do a lot of damage. The problem is that there's too much to deal with here. They're too tanky. They've got too much they have too much in terms of mana for Mana Shield to deal with. Like, Wads is pretty tanky overall. He's got an Urn, and now he's got a point booster, so he'll begin to build into the inevitable Aghanim Scepter, which will If he gets the Ags, I'm pretty sure the game's just over. If he gets the Ags in a pretty timely fashion, I should say the game's pretty much just over at that point. Shoti is invis, and they drop the Necro through, but it's a bit too late, sadly. Is this a Necro through? They're going to find him. Magic Missile and Pale will come out. The Mana Burn comes through as well. And it's a pretty big kill that'll stop the push. They drop the gem as well. I think Cass is going to pick it up. Did they see that? The Firefly is maybe on top of it. I think they might have picked it up. Yeah, the Rage Pito has it now. I think they just got that gem. I'm pretty sure they did. Yep, that's his gem they just picked up. They're going to get the tier 2. And they're going to go back to defend now and fight into this Aegis. I don't know about this TPN. Jules is going to be the first one. There's the drum charge. They're going to try to find the tower. Kenji's going to come in from the backside and look for Jules probably here in the moment. The tier 2 will fall. The last tier 2 of the game from Mineski. He's going to have to phase away. They have Blade Fury in 1. Here comes the wraparound gank from Raging Potato and crew. They can take this fight. It's not going to be easy, but they can do it. They don't have the gem. They have no detection, really. There's the Vendetta. The Impale will go. Mana Bird comes out as well. Wads is low. They'll drop the Spin Web. There's going to be the Wave of Terror. Now they're going to jump in as Pony doesn't get off the Echo Slam. He's going to drop the Fisher first, and now the Death Ward comes out. Raging Potato gets destroyed. There's the Echo Slam. Gem on the deck. Che will go to work. They've lost 2. They split up the fight. Good usage of the Stone Gaze coming out from the Dusha to zone out Jesse Vash and the rest of the crew. Swap out to keep him alive, but Cass might just go ahead and fall. The Roar will come out. There's the Enchant Totem onto 1. The Fisher will be onto 2. Che will get himself a double kill, and Jesse Vash is blocked out from his home. They'll force forward onto Che from the Batrider, I believe. Actually from the Earthshaker, and that will be 4 dead. The only survivor is Cuckoo, who is nowhere near the fight, and the only thing he did was press that R button. And now the Courier is going to fall as well. It looks like Aspony, he can't get the blink quite in just yet. They picked up the gem from Shoti, actually. They were able to keep that alive, but they dropped the Observer Ward up at the high ground. They see where this Courier is going. It'll make its way here into the tree line and have to go all the way around. Oh no, it's going into the creep wave! Alright, it should be okay. But instead of going after the Courier, they're going to head to the high ground now. They've got buyback 15 seconds before he respawns. I think he just bought off. Yeah, he bought his BKB. It was a BKB. I thought it was going to be SMY, but he goes for the full BKB. So they're not going to force out buybacks here. They might back up. I don't know if they continue this. I actually think they're so far ahead that they could just keep going here. Kenji's kind of low. I would be a little bit worried about that. That's the only thing I'm worried about, though. The Spiderlings will go to work. The Racks will fall pretty damn quickly. Here comes the Centaur Conqueror Stomp. The Mystic Snake will come back and give Che that mana he's looking for. The Enchant Totem. 3 Centaur Conquerors here. They've lost 1. They're about to lose a second. Jules is getting destroyed by Scotty, though. There's the Mana Burn. The Impale comes out as well. He's got no stick charges. He's a little bit low on mana, as you can clearly see. But he doesn't seem to mind too much. And there, the Necro actually goes down. The Magic Missile, he's low. But there's the last one. Jules gets caught. They're looking for the Spike Carapace. Swap out as well. Can they get the job done? Che is low. The Death Ward comes out. They can't bring him down even for the first time. The Aegis will keep him up and alive, even if he did go down. But he lives with just about 50 HP. And Jules, he got swapped out, but he couldn't continue the fight. And that's going to be at least 1 set of racks and more than likely the game at this point. Well-executed draft from G7. They have had an amazing game. You could argue that it was a lot of misplays from Mineski, especially in the beginning of the game. They missed out on a couple, like 4, maybe 5 kills they should have gotten for sure. Didn't actually happen. Che will continue to work into his Butterfly as he picks up now the Eagle Song. And once he has that, there's absolutely... I don't know if there's any way they can bring him down. Did he lose the Aegis? He did. He used it. He expended it either on its own accord, or I think with it just expiring. I'm not sure which. Pretty sure it didn't expire. Pretty sure he just used it. Here comes another initiation. Raging Potato is going to get sent back as he jumps in with the Impale and the Mana Burn, which is nice. There's the Butterfly, though, so Che is not really that concerned about dying at this point. I feel like they should give him some extra mana. They Arcane Boots twice, I believe, but he needs a little bit more. He might have to go back home and get more mana. Even with the Scotty, like, the Mana Burn is so annoying for him this game. Like, that's the only reason they can't continue to push high ground is because of the Mana Burn, honestly. Because if he goes down, then you don't know how the rest of the fight goes. They're going to go ahead and smoke up. They're going to head down mid. Pinging out. Kenji's going to be in the tree line here in the jungle. Wads is going to be going heading down bottom with the rest of his squad. They might smoke up themselves. They have one. And the Aghanim Scepter is now done in a timely fashion, as I talked about. They're going to miss right out on Show T. He's close. He's going to blink up onto the high ground. They have no vision here. They just got this aggressive smoke in the jungle. This is one thing we haven't seen a lot of, is this Hawk usage from the Beastmaster. Jesse Vash has not had very good vision in this game so far. Like, I've not seen much of it, to say the very least. Mid's getting pressured, though. They have to go back as the spawn spiderlings will continue to go up and go to work. There's a blink dagger now done for the Jug, but also, at the same time, a blink done for the Broodmother, so Kenji continues to get farmed. They'll go ahead and smoke up, and Raging Potato has Vendetta'd. Maybe they can find him in the jungle or down towards this bottom lane. He'll probably clear up this creep wave, and he needs to leave, like, immediately. There's a lot of farm for him to have here, but he needs to clear up these range creeps and then leave, like, now. He needs to leave, like, yesterday. Yeah, he knows. He knows. The game's not over yet. Jules continues to farm. He's actually only 2,000 behind the Medusa, which is pretty surprising. He's only 1,000 behind the Broodmother. So despite it all, Jules not having a single kill in the game and dying 4 times and having 3 assists, he is still keeping up with them as best as possible, which is what you expect out of Jules and this Mineski squad. I feel like they just had a really bad game, and they suffered pretty heavily because of it. BKB almost done for Shoti. The Batrider pick was really outstanding too. I thought it was going to be mid, but I'm surprised they didn't put him mid, actually. But Mineski, well, they were just as surprised as well, I believe. And that crucial kill they missed out on the Broodmother mid back at like minute 5 or 10 or whatever it was, where Cass just didn't Magic Missile was one of the worst mistakes this game. And they missed out on more than just that. They missed out on the kill on Che top, where he had Mana Shield up, and he had 50 HP, and they just didn't continue to spin on Jules. He stopped spinning, he went a different direction. Either it was a misclick, or just he thought he had the kill altogether. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The game, as it stands now, is a tough one for Mineski to come back from. They have 20,000 net worth deficit, experience-wise of 15,000. There's not much they can do in this situation. The next Roshan will almost certainly go the way of G7, considering how close it is to spawning at this point. They might go back to defend this tier 2 tower, and I actually like this play from Mineski. This is something they needed to do a lot earlier with split push, but it's so hard with the Broodmother of the game. The Brood makes it actually impossible for you to really split push effectively. Not to mention the creep clear coming out from the Dusa, which is pretty damn good. It's very difficult. They're going to leave Jules up here to go ahead and try to bring this tower down. But by the time he does, I'm sure this tier 3 tower mid is going to be gone. Or one of the tier 3 towers. The Wave of Terror will come out, and they're going to head bottom with it. And a lot of these Spiderlings are going to actually they're going to get spotted out. Axis will do a good job, but Shoti jumps in, 4 steps back. And there's the split carapace of the Firefly, but there's the Death Ward coming out, doing the damage. Good usage of the Stone Form. But they're going to get sent back at least with 1. They'll lose 1, they'll buy back on the other. Jesse Vash will go down first, and he'll be the first to be back into the game. Necros will be actually cleared up pretty easily. Jules has his blink dagger. He's going to look for the Omni Slash. He'll find it. BKB popped by Shoti, and then jumps to the creep wave. Shoti's low. They need one more right click. They can't get it done. Che is low in mana as well, but Jules is getting destroyed by the incapacitating bite, and of course the Scotty last hits and right click, but now they're going to jump in Fisher. Right click from Che. Kenji will continue to go to work with the dieback from Jesse Vash. Rage Piano Spike Carapace will stop Che from doing any further damage to him, but the tier 3 tower will inevitably fall. Jules will jump back in, looking for Shoti, the Blade Fury. Jump in, Echo Slam, but it's just on the Cuckoo. Fisher comes out. There's the Orchid coming through with the amplified damage. Will do more than enough, and Jules inevitably fall next. He's down for 75. He'll have the buyback coming through, but it's just him and 2 others to start trying to save off the end of this game at this point. Rage Potato has his jump in. He'll look for the Impale. He'll find it onto 2. Actually onto 3. Spike Carapace goes. Jump in. Blade Fury. Shoti comes through. Death Ward bouncing beautifully. The damage is just not there for Jules. And they're now slowing him down. They're going to get spawn Spartling kills, and that will be GG at this point. Jules is trying to just live as much as possible, but that's it. 5 kills for Mineski. 33 for G7. And what can only be described as a rout. That's just an absolutely outstanding display of craftsmanship from draft to finish for G7. And you can argue that Mineski beat themselves in that game, and I wouldn't be one to disagree with you if that was the case. But that was really just G7 kicking it up to another notch. Kenji showing his stuff, strutting his stuff. The mid Broodmother, 610 GPM, 638 GPM on a Medusa, who had free farm all top lane, did not die once, and finished the game off with 10 fantasy points. With that said, that is going to be the end of our first game here of 3. for the C Kappa Invitational. It has been an outstanding game so far, and I'm pretty happy that you guys are joining me today as well. So we'll see what's coming up next. What we have on deck, we have Mineski X versus Bangkok Dynamo. Looking for that one, and then to finish off the day, we have RRQ versus MVP Hot 6. And let's see when this next game starts. 2030 SGT in EST is 8:30 a.m. So in 30 minutes, we will have our next game. That is going to be Mineski X versus Bangkok Dynamo here on the C Kappa Invitational. Again, guys, thank you for sticking around, for supporting us, as well as 188bet, of course, the betting site. You guys should check it out. This is moonducktv. Bring you the action, bring you the coverage. We'll have the VODs as soon as all three of these games are done. So it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. I will see you guys in just a bit for game number 2 of the day. See you later.